To Gaza now, where a campaign's been launched by the Ministry of Religious Affairs to promote what it calls, quote, better virtues. The initiative goes from street level all the way up to the Supreme Court, even declaring what men and women lawyers can and can't wear. But not everyone, even in a conservative society like Gaza, is happy with the plan, as Ayman Mohideen now explains.
Basil Madhoun and his co-workers are hitting Gaza's streets with a mission. It's a new campaign launched by the Ministry of Religious Affairs aimed at promoting virtues and combating vice. With posters in hand, they roam Gaza's busy streets and shops, warning citizens about the dangers of smoking and watching satellite channels, and offering guidance on how store owners should display women's clothing. On the surface, it's an outreach program aimed at promoting social virtues. But Gaza is already a conservative society, and while many welcome such initiatives, some warn such campaigns will curb individual freedoms. These campaigns are good for the people and the society, this man says, but this has to happen through persuasion and not compulsion. And so far, the educational campaign is just that, an attempt to persuade the public away from what is considered inappropriate behavior or indecent dress. Basil and his co-workers have neither the legal authority nor the power to enforce any bans or punishment. We believe in the power of spreading the word, he says. We don't use sticks, we don't use weapons. We only use words to spread good deeds. In recent days, the de facto Supreme Court Chief Justice in Gaza drew some heavy criticism from civil society when he decided to revive and begin to enforce a decades-old law in the Palestinian legal code, ordering both male and female lawyers to wear approved court attire. This would also require female lawyers like Subhiya Jum'a to cover her hair when arguing a case in court.
I was surprised and shocked because this is a decision that comes from an authority that's supposed to be protecting my personal rights.
Human rights advocate Hamdi Shakura from the Palestine Center for Human Rights said a red line had been crossed.
The Chief Justice's decision is illegal because it contravenes an already existing law.
As it stands, the deposed Hamas government in Gaza has neither approved nor endorsed the campaign or the judge's decision. Instead, Hamas officials in the government here have ordered a legal review of the judge's actions and have vowed to protect individuals' freedoms. The refusal by the Hamas government to support the dress code and the campaign have created internal challenges within the movement between those who say Hamas and the government should play a more prominent role in promoting social virtues and those who argue it will infringe on people's rights. Ayman Mohideen, Al-Jazeera, Gaza.
Let's talk to Khaliel Abu Shamala. He is the director of the Al-Damira Human Rights Group in Gaza. Mr. Khaliel, thank you for your time. Let's deal with some of the issues here. First of all, the issue about what people can wear in court. Is it such a big deal, really? You go to countries anywhere in the world and there are rules over what should be worn, traditions over what should be worn in court. Is it that big a deal?
First of all, I'd like to say that the decision which was taken by the head of the judge in Gaza was personally, and it was not taken by the government. And the government, according to the spokesman of Hamas government in Gaza, he told me personally that the government did not or haven't taken this decision, and they, according to this, the decision is suspended now, and the Mr. Ismail Haniyeh, the Prime Minister in Gaza, delegated the Minister of Justice to communicate and discuss this issue with the head of the judges. I'd like to say that this is illegal because the head of judge is not mandated to organize how the lawyers appear before the courts and before the judge, and it is the profession of the lawyer syndicate in Gaza and in the Palestinian territories to organize and to decide how the lawyers appear, especially the female lawyers before the courts. And
so would you go along with it then if there was some?
We have never heard or seen that some of the female lawyers in Gaza appeared with something abnormal. Especially we are talking about conservative society in Gaza, and this decision is not suitable, especially in this time. The government doesn't provide everything for the society, and now it is the time to impose the Islamic agenda, and that's why we raised our voice. The human rights organizations and the different cultural people in Gaza, because we monitor that there are some attempts by Hamas government to impose the Islamic agenda on the society in different levels.
So what if there was more? Sorry, I'm going to jump in because I want to get another question to you. What would you go along with some of these things, or would you be more open to them if there was more consultation of it, if it wasn't just the government deciding this is what we do, if you were consulted more?
Yeah, I want to say that there is something called Fadila campaign, where some of the security members walk along the streets and prevent any woman, especially in the beach, where they prevent any females to appear their bodies or to take off their scarf or hijab, and some problems happened with the people to the extent the Minister of Interior here in Gaza witnessed some of these problems, and he protested before the government. I have been informed by the government in Gaza that they don't support such actions, and they try. But the problem that Hamas suffer from internal conflict. There are so many voices among Hamas that they ask the government to impose the Islamic agenda, and some of the liberal and the pragmatic voices, they see that it is not the time to impose. They are struggling just to end the siege and to open dialogue with the international community.
Khaleil Abu Shemala from the Al Damira Human Rights Group in Gaza. Thank you for your time, sir.